Hopefully I'm not biting off more than I can chew here, but I figure it's worth a shot either way. So today's video is going to concern two shows instead of one. Rosario plus Vampire and Kore wa Zombie desu ka are on the chopping block today, and I'm just the guy that chop away at them. So why these two shows? Well, they're both in the same genre of magical girlfriend harem and show some striking similarities to each other. While they're of course different shows cosmetically, at their core they're exceptionally similar because they are of course genre pieces. And I really hate both of them. So let's get started with the earlier made one, Rosario plus Vampire. So what do you get when you take the standard magical girlfriend show and stuff it full of monster girls and panty shots? I'm not sure either, but I seem to have watched it. What is it about these shows that make them sell well enough to get an anime adaptation anyway? Is it because aside from the intense labor needed to produce them, they're relatively easy to script and put together? Because this show certainly doesn't seem like it brings anything new to the table, except maybe a bunch of extra terms for deviant art and gelboru. Was there really such a dearth of pink-haired girls and short skirts and big boobies as search tags? Well, like it or not, here they are. So you may have noticed if you watched a lot of anime that, for the most part, shows with a manga counterpart tend to be better plotted than the ones that are just made for TV. This is, of course, because the show that doesn't have a manga behind it just sort of happens, in contrast to a show with a solid spine of a manga. Yes, even Venus vs. Virus had a stable plot to it, lispy and flimsy though it may have been. So that being the case, it makes sense to see so many manga get turned into an anime, and I should say that just because it's better doesn't mean it's good. But structurally, it's more sound than, say, Angel Beats. Speaking of shows with too many characters and not enough foresight, Rosario plus Vampire is the story of Skune, a useless idiot with no redeeming qualities, who somehow manages to draw monster girls to him like a magnet. He's been accepted into Yokai Academy, where monsters learn how to blend in, despite not being a monster at all. This should strike you as immediately problematic, because most of these monsters are not the haha how cute kind, but the prey on humans and make sausages out of them kind. What is a boy to do? Well, if you guess die the minute he gets off the bus, you clearly haven't seen enough anime. But yes, he runs into Mocha Akashiya, a vampire girl with a body that probably doesn't exist in nature, and hair down to her butt. But don't think that gets in the way of showing off her ass at every chance they can find.
Oh man, it was just a bad...
Mocha is a vampire, and that's about as much characterization as she's allowed, other than having a split personality. Most of the characters in the show are actually just wireframes to put monster type, archetypes, and bust sizes onto. Ta-da! Instant character! The song Instant Music by The Pillows comes to mind. You see, in that song they bemoan the sort of ready-made, disposable pop stars that the music industry produces, and I feel roughly the same way about Mocha and these folk here. They're really quite disposable if I don't remember anything about them other than their power and how big their tits are. So, no, the characters aren't that appealing to me. There might have been a time in my life when this show would have appealed to the dirty old man side of me, but frankly now, I just find it clumsy and pandering to flash a bit of booty and call that a character. So we've got the cutesy one with big boobs, the horny one with big boobs, the little girl because we have to pander to the pedo crowd, and the quiet one with, you guessed it, big boobs. I see a pattern forming and it ends in back problems. Oh, and they all want to bang Skune. Why? Because characters with no personality or skills are clearly the most sexy.
Oh, baby.
Care to weigh in on this one?
Only that I have more personality in my pinky than Mocha has in her whole stupid wiggly body.
Well, wiggly though it may be, you're not exactly Miss Flat as a Board yourself.
Yeah, but you don't see me flipping skirt and flopping over your lazy long-haired ass. Even if I did, at least you have some brains under that stupid hat of yours. At least I think you do. You haven't drowned in your own spit, after all. And when it comes to characters like Skune, who's Captain Average personified, I have to wonder what the draw is. And of course, it's not girls who read this sort of manga primarily, so a character that would be right at home in the background of School Rumble is a perfect protagonist for a show primarily about demonstrating how good Gonzo is at drawing panties.
Funny you should mention that. I just happen to have a little ditty prepared.
What? Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, yes!
Ass, 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 stop. Now make that motherfucker hammer tell like go stupid, go stupid, so stupid, don't do it.
You really just did that. You really did. Though, I suppose I can't argue with that when the evidence is right in skirt flipping in front of me. Just makes me glad it was drawn wearing pants.
Yeah, I had a feeling by this point you'd be appreciating that. So let's take a look-see at Kore wa Zanbe desu ka? I would say second verse same as the first, but Ayumu is different in that he's dead. Yes, not only did he get a bevy of beauties around him, but he managed to do it while being stone fucking dead. Man, I thought Tsukune was a loser. But yes, he's a Dorcas Maximus that makes me pine for strong, manly men like Akito Tenkawa.
My poor Joe! He sacrificed himself! All the humanity!
So he's got Lady Hellscythe, a super powerful mage, Haruka, the magical garment girl who he's stolen the powers from, Maelstrom, who determines that they need to get hitched, and this crazy vampire ninja named Seraphim who can't stop being a complete dick to him. Yeah, vampire ninja, you heard me right. Gee, I wonder how they came up with that one. Did they roll some dice and hope for the best? 次のキャラクターは何ですか? Ninja. そうですか. They start getting into all sorts of wacky misadventures while fighting off supernatural threats, and then suddenly, pow! Ayumu has to kill a woman like 6 times by cutting her up with a chainsaw.